Thank you so much for the invitation this afternoon to talk with you about Georgia's Republican-led actions to ban what they have called in the law divisive concepts. House Bill 1084 was passed on a very partisan, totally partisan vote in April 4th and 5th of 2022 to set forth the prohibition of personal beliefs for divisive concepts. This is part of a Republican-led agenda, a message that has been adopted in one way or another, certainly discussed and promoted 500 different places across the United States. And the states, in addition to Georgia, that are kind of in the forefront of implementing this law, some call it to ban critical race teaching, some more trying to avoid that term, like in Georgia, or calling it divisive concepts. I'll look with you today on a little bit of the political history, a little bit of the debate, some of the definitions, and how the lawsuits are coming forward in Georgia and across the nation to declare these Republican-led messaging bills to prohibit quote unquote divisive concepts are being challenged in the court. The non-divisive concepts that the 1084 prohibits school teachers and other folks in our public schools from teaching are outlined specifically in the bill. And these bills, of course, are available to you online. Among the divisive concepts that the bill prohibits is that one race is inherently superior to another race, that the United States is fundamentally a racist country, that an individual by his or her race is inherently or consciously racist or oppressive towards individuals of other races. When Governor Kemp signed this bill, oddly in Forsyth County, what some of us think of as a sundown county, and that's part of Georgia's history on race, he stated that he wanted to keep, quote, woke politics, close quote, out of the public schools. In other words, Governor wants a one-sided view of history in public schools. This law is being challenged by a coordinated way by the Georgia Association of Education, the National Education Association, and the Southern Poverty Law Center. And in November, those entities sent what the law requires, a letter to Chris Carr, Attorney General of Georgia, saying that we are challenging this law in court. I want to thank Mike McConaughey of the JAE, who is working on this lawsuit, who's helping me prepare this brief talk today, and also my intern from Emory Law School, Blaine Milton, who did a tremendous amount of work. The litigation that's going forward in the other states is having a full discussion. This is a curb of freedom of speech. It's a improper, illegal terms of definitions that are too vague to be implemented, and teachers are in peril. And teachers, we need teachers to have all the strength they can muster to come to these classrooms every day. And I am very, very regretful that the Georgia General Assembly, in a vote of 99 to 71, passed this legislation last April. I could talk about these issues and these legal issues challenged in court for an hour or so. We don't have that kind of time, but this is an important bad bill that was passed by the Georgia General Assembly under the leadership, the campaigning leadership of Governor Kemp, in a way to curb, curtail, limit a full discussion of history in Georgia. Just as the way the history of Stone Mountain Authority and Stone Mountain Monument has been misused intentionally. There has not been an honest discussion about that. Is a very big symbol in our county of the bad discussion of history in relation to racial reality tensions. This legislative effort, 1084, is designed to curb a real discussion of the history that is part of Georgia's life today. And for the sake of the teachers, those in schools that are required to teach Georgia history, and required to lead children into a real understanding of the communities where we live and the importance of our history, it's a real threat in my view. And my fingers are crossed that this litigation that you'll be brought forward, that will get intellectually honest and helpful direction from the federal courts. It's my pleasure to be with you today. I'm happy to answer any further questions, so you can call me at my office or email me down in the Capitol, and I'm happy to help us understand how this litigation going forward. Good bills are, litigation in New Hampshire and Florida is active, just like Georgia's will be soon. And we'll be getting some direction whether this misleading and partisan effort to curb a discussion of history will be allowed to stand under the Georgia law or in the United States Constitution. Thank you again for this invitation. Very happy to be with you, and sorry I can't be there in person this morning.